so many people do not invest in their self-education, man.
You just spent 6 figures to get coached by someone else.
Yeah, but dude, it's paid dividends.
Man, this guy might be the dumbest guy I've met. but he's making 10 times more money than me. Like, I eventually got to 40K a month working out of a bedroom in my parents' house. No one would believe it. Sitting at the foot of my bed making $40,000, $50,000 a month. This is 2019.
Dude, I'm thinking like, what the hell was I doing? Oh yeah, I was a cop. I always say this to my guys. If I was to lose everything, it doesn't matter, and I only got a shirt that I'm wearing right now, literally my gym outfit, I will be able to go ahead and create something else and be okay within a few months.
Easy.
Hey guys, it's Paul Alex with the Level Up Podcast. I'm here with another special guest. Actually, my friend Eddie. He's the owner and co-founder of Bad Marketing. This guy is a savage when it comes to marketing, guys. Eddie, how you doing, my man?
Good, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man.
Bro, thank you for actually stopping by, dude. It's one of those things, like, I saw you were in Miami. I was just like, all right, it's my chance, bro. I got to hit up Eddie. I know he's super busy all the time. Dude, first time that we ended up, like, really having a good conversation, I remember I brought up an ad that you had made, dude. I don't know, it was like in freaking Europe or something, or in the Middle East. You had this badass tank.
Yeah.
Dude, what was that at?
It's called a Sherpa, is what it's called, and it's a Ukrainian amphibious like war vehicle. So for everyone, you could just type this in. It's pretty cool. It looks like a tank without like a gun on it, right?
Yeah.
Like without anything. But that was in Utah. And funny story, here's how much attention I got. So basically, I went to do some podcasts in Utah.
Yeah.
My friend's like, I have this thing, I got to show you it. So like, I wake up and he's towing this giant thing in the driveway. I'm like, this is the sickest looking shit ever. So I was like, we got to take advantage of it. I got to film an ad, just being a marketer, right?
Yeah.
Ironically, I don't know if you have a bunch of stuff in your fridge. Have you heard of Bucked Up, the supplement company?
I have.
Okay, so they're like, for anyone listening, they probably do $500 million a year, and it's like a dream client of mine. And we're like driving, and I'm like, dude, is that their headquarters? He's like, yeah, that's the HQ. I'm like, pull this tank in there, dude. So we pulled in with the vehicle, parked it right in front of the door, and obviously that's gonna get their attention, right? The whole building's glass. So they're like, what is this thing? Everyone came out, and it was a funny story because I used it to actually get Bucked Up as a client.
I love that.
Just by walking in, because they were like, what is this thing? And then everyone's like getting inside of it and looking at it. It was pretty cool.
Dude, that's badass because, you know, from a marketer perspective, we're always thinking, how can we get more eyes on us? Because there's a lot of people out there right now, man, especially that watch this podcast that are like, dude, how can I go ahead and level up to where they're at right now? And that's why I like to bring special guests like you that essentially, you know, you guys built your guys' company, dude. I know you had several companies before this, but let's go from the humble beginnings, brother. Like, how did you get into marketing, dude? What were you doing before marketing? Like, what inspired you to actually do this?
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, people don't know this, but I've probably been considered, like, let's call it broke till like 2019. And I've been running ads since 2014. And I've been working hard as fuck since I was 13. Like, I've never had a spring break as a kid growing up.
Oh, wow.
My dad always was like, you're not going to spring break on the beach with your friends. You're coming to work with me. So he owned a flooring company, so I would do sales. So I got really good at sales. And by getting good at sales, eventually, like, this is like in college, I'm still doing sales. I realized, like, why am I selling one-to-one? Like, how can I sell one to everyone? There's got to be a way where I can, like, not have my time constrained to, like, just this one-on-one conversation.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's like a ceiling of income, right? And it's not like I was balling out, right? But like, you know, I had the awareness at that point to think about it. So I was like, I need to do marketing online. So I'm scrolling through Facebook. I saw a sponsored post. This is the first time ever. This is like 2013, 2014. No videos, no courses, nothing on this stuff. And I sat in my dorm room in college for like 14 hours trying to make an ad. And I made like one ad, spent like $3 a day on it. And that $3 was making us like $1,000. It was for my family's business. We had like a birthday party place for kids.
So you started running ads while you were in college for your family's business. It was like that aha moment when you started like investing $3 a day. Back then, you said it was 2013.
Yeah, 14 at this point.
14, and then you were getting $1,000 ROAS, so return on ads.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Crazy.
That's
like,
crazy.
Dude.
So at that moment, did you think like, dude, my life's gonna be different?
Yes, but you know, I was talking about this to someone yesterday. It's crazy how much mindset makes a difference, and just like the awareness of the size of the opportunity. like all I could think about as like a college kid was like, oh, dude, I could make $10,000 a month doing this, right? Yeah. But like I was telling someone, I was like, man, if I was who I am today, and I had that opportunity to run ads at that level back then, I would be a billionaire in like 2 years, like guaranteed. You know what I mean? But like, it's just the same opportunity, different mindset and expectations of understanding like how to utilize it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I thought I was pretty set for life at that point. Obviously, ads now get harder and harder. I didn't realize that at the time. I'm like, every year the return goes down. You know what I mean? You get better and the returns go down. You get better and the returns go down. So
yeah, as you get bigger and bigger, I know it costs more and more to get more exposure from people that haven't seen you.
Yeah,
dude, like you just saying that, like if you had the mindset back then, you'd be a billionaire in 2 years. I always tell people, because I used to be a nightclub promoter when I was 18 to 24, dude.
Nice.
And I was like,
good time to be a nightclub promoter.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, it was amazing. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do out of high school. I was just like, I don't know what I'm good at. You know, back then I was a little ladies' man or whatever. And I was just like, I like the nightclub scene. I see these promoters making a ton of cash. Back then, a ton of cash for me was just like, if they're making like 30K, they're splitting it between a partner.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
30K a month?
No, 30K for an event, bro.
Even crazier.
Even crazier.
And still a lot of money.
Dude, that was a ton of money. And we're talking about back in like 2008.
That's crazy.
Crazy, right? My parents didn't believe me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, can I get like an investment? And dude, tried to go all in, lost like my parents' first investment on me to be a nightclub promoter, 10K, dude, which back then was a lot of money.
I'm sure,
so I felt like shit. But it ended up working out, dude. I made a ton of money, but here's the thing. My mindset was fucked up. And the reason why, number one, I didn't know how to be a real leader. So everybody that was promoting for me, because I was behind the scenes type of guy, they all left because I wasn't paying them nothing, dude. I was greedy. I was keeping all the money. I was with like the nice Lexus back then.
The Lexus was a dream car.
Dude, it was a dream car, bro.
It was like whenever you move from that Toyota to that Lexus level,
dude, you're
good, dude.
People probably think you're like a drug dealer. You know, that's just the name of the game, dude. But yeah, that's where I was at. So I always tell myself the exact same thing that you just said, dude. If I had the mindset and what I know now back then, or if I even had a mentor to tell me, dude, my life would be completely different, bro. You know, we'd probably be over there like you would own like Tesla, I'd own fucking Amazon, bro. That's just the name of the game. No, really, right? Yeah. It's all about your environment. So to go back to that, dude. So, okay, what was the big milestone between the time that you were like, dude, I'm about to be rich. I figured out how to run ads. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then you started really making some money.
It took a few years. And it was because of this again. Like I had the skills with ads and everything. I mean, I was printing 30, 40, 50 times returns for other people with their money, right?
Yeah.
But I couldn't get there with myself. Like at the time, 6 figures a year, like 100K a year was still like a milestone.
Yeah. You
know what I mean? And so I just grinded out really hard for years, like just pure grit. Like and here's something I think that's important that I always tell everyone, which is like the reason I am who I am today. I didn't really care in my 20s. There's a moment where like I made 10K a month and I was like, okay, I made 10K a month. I don't need to worry about money anymore. That's kind of how I thought. So I was like, okay, everything I make, I'm going to invest into my brain.
Yeah.
Because like if I just make, 5 to 10K a month for the next few years, I'm cool with that. As long as in 5 years, I can make millions that year because of all the skills that I've built up and everything. And I'll never forget, my dad is taking me to the airport. I didn't even have a car. My dad's taking me to the airport and I just spent $3,000, which was like 60% of my savings. I spent $3,000 to go to actually my friend, he's like one of my closest friends now, Billy Jean is marketing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah, I know Billy.
This is actually his first weekend in Miami. That's why I'm going out and stuff all the time.
Love it.
But I spent $3,000 to go like spend a day in his office learning marketing. And my dad will never forget. He's like, $3,000 and the flight, and he's like, good luck getting a return on that. Like that's like $5,000-$6,000, dude. Like why would you do that? And I was like, watch how much money I make because of this $3,000, right? And so that was my mindset. And I was always draining my bank account over and over to learn more because I knew that if I sharpened my axe for 5 years and I took a swing, every swing moving forward for the rest of my life would be a way better swing, right? And now I can basically make money out of thin air. But that's because I've spent all my money for years just investing back into my brain. And I think that's something that people don't do because they're so scared of like, oh, I see this guy online. He's a guru. Am I going to get scammed? I don't believe that he's making this kind of money. And so they create these expectations in their head that everything that they see online is fake because that's what they're told. And because they don't believe, they have an insecurity internally that that's not possible. And because that's not possible, they create all the reasons why they shouldn't invest in their brain, why they shouldn't buy your program and get into ATM automations and payment process, everything. Like all these businesses are so good, and we're just brainwashed our whole life to think like it's too good to be true. And so we miss out on so many opportunities because of that.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I love that you said, dude, is the fact that you kept investing money into your self-education, even though like one of your parents was like, hey, dude, good luck getting the return on investment.
That one hurt.
Because, dude, it was the same thing with my mom when, dude, I had made, I think this was back in March of 2021, I had crossed my first 6 figures in digital marketing. And, dude, I come from not knowing shit. Like, we're talking about not being on social media or not being online, just in general, for 8 years, dude.
Wow.
Since I was a promoter.
Wow.
Since MySpace.
No way.
No, I'm serious, dude. I picked up Dan Henry's book, Digital Millionaire. I picked up Russell Brunson's books, which is why I ended up paying Russell like I think it was like $150,000 to be in his mentorship this past year, which was awesome, dude. Completely changed, like rewired my mindset. But those initial books, dude, was the anchor before I invested the first $10,000 into an actual program to show me the foundations of digital marketing.
Nice.
And that was in April of 2020. It took me 6 months, dude, to figure it out. And then like, I would always look at ads, right? Just like everyone else, and be like, what's so special about these guys?
Yeah.
I was like, there's nothing special about them, dude. I was just like, and I'm not saying this like to be egotistic or to be arrogant, but I'm just like, dude, we're all human.
Yeah.
It's just like, there's people out there that have like PhDs and they've gone to Harvard. And why do people really go to Harvard? For the connections, for the network, right? And we all find that out. But I feel like in this realm, digital marketing, the ball could be in anybody's court, dude. Like anyone can learn this if they truly try, right? And it takes the reps, like you said, right? It took you years, dude. So when I launched my first actual program and one-man team made $120,000 with $80,000 net profit, went to my mom because I love my mom, dude. She's my why. And I was like, hey, look, I just made $120,000 online from this online program. She's like, what is this? But then she goes, and you know what she tells me, dude? I was still a detective in law enforcement. And she goes, unless you've made $1 million from that specific online business, don't leave your job. Don't leave your job because of the benefits. And a lot of people probably watching this right now, and they're probably like, damn, that's what my parents told me, or that's what my spouse told me, or that's what my friends told me, right?
Yeah.
But realistically, you guys, you got to think about it like this. If you're making $100,000 a month, okay, you can cover your own benefits.
That is the benefit.
You can literally, you can cover $1,000 in benefits,
Yes.
even if you have a family. Unless you have 20 kids, then work harder. But I'm just saying, that's the truth, dude.
And stop having kids also.
And stop having kids. Come on, right? But no, dude, I love that mindset. So we're off to a great start, man. So what was the next step for you, dude? What was the evolution from basically working with Billie Jean, investing in your self-education? Because I think that part is gold, dude. So many people do not invest in their self-education, man. I have so many employees, dude, that do not go and invest in their self-education. And guess what? They're not the best performers. The best performers are usually the ones that like double down and they keep investing and learning more and more and more. And myself, dude, in the past 4 years that I've been in this game now, I invested a little bit over $1 million. But dude, it's paid dividends like so much, man. It's completely changed my life.
I mean, just think about the position you're in financially.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I mean, if anyone's listening, they need to really wrap their head around this. You just spent 6 figures to get coached by someone else. Like if
100%.
someone at your status and your financial, situation that you're in and all these businesses and team and everything is still going and paying other people to learn more, how arrogant is it for someone to think that just getting started that they can, that they don't need to pay other people or that paying other people doesn't have a benefit for them and teaching them. And I think it's a very important lesson, dude, because a lot of people like just stop at a certain point and they're like, I got money. Like I don't need to learn from anyone else, but you're always seeking that and you have that hunger and that curiosity. And I think that's what makes people who win.
Yeah.
It's that I need more. Like I need to learn more. There's more out there. Like I don't know everything, and how can who knows more than me so that I can get that information from them?
No, absolutely, and which is why we have you on the pod. This is a free masterclass, guys, if you guys didn't know. But no, but with that being said, dude, like, all right.
Where's the shift?
Billie Jean, you invested in your self-education. You've now gone to the point where you know so much, dude. What was the next stage of the game for you?
Yeah, so I've always been like a frugal person. I know now I have like cars and watches and all this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at the watch. I'm like, frugal.
But like, you know, growing up, like my dad made millions a year.
Yeah.
And he never owned anything more than a $40,000 Tahoe. Like, I'm like, Dad, get a Ferrari. Like, he's like, no, I don't need that stuff. Like, he just never, like, he shopped at TJ Maxx the whole time. Like, we never like cared for luxury things. That's how I came up. So I was very frugal. So I lived at my parents' house as long as I could, basically until like I moved my wife from California.
Yeah.
So like basically until she moved,
Yeah.
I like stayed as long as possible, right? So I'm basically making $20,000 a month in my parents' basement at this point. And basically what I'm doing is I'm just selling marketing services to other people, right? I didn't know at the time it was a marketing agency, but I'm like, oh, my car wash probably needs marketing, my chiropractor, my gym, and I just started kind of bringing on these clients. And I eventually got to 40K a month by myself, working out of literally a bedroom in my parents' house. Like, no one would believe it. Like, my background's turned to the wall so no one could see the bed, but like I'm sitting at the foot of my bed making $50,000 a month.
What year is this?
This is 2019.
Dude, I'm thinking like, what the hell was I doing? Oh yeah, I was a cop. I was just like, damn.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, you tell me you learned that in 2020?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
Dude, that's fast.
Dude, no, but the fact that like, dude, it all came from pain.
Yeah.
It all came from pain.
Of course,
and I
of
think
course.
for majority of successful entrepreneurs, what I've seen so far is some of the best ones have been through a tremendous amount of pain, dude. But no, dude, 2019, you're making 50K a month. That's freaking, dude. That's
Like
so
solo
awesome.
practically, right? And,
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
here's where I had a mindset shift. I sat there and I was like, if I miss and I lose it all, I know I can, because of what I know, get back to 40, 50K a month solo. And like, that's all you really need, right? Like,
Bro, I got freaking goosebumps right now. And the reason why I'm telling you that and the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I always say this to my guys. I always say this to my wife. I always say this to my mom. I was like, Mom, if I was to lose everything, it doesn't matter, and I only got a shirt that I'm wearing right now, literally my gym outfit, I will be able to go ahead and create something else and be okay within a few months.
easy.
And it's just because of what I've invested in here. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just
Dude,
did.
I'll give you props for that.
My house got robbed 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry to hear
Did I
that,
tell you
dude.
this or no?
No.
Bro, I'll show you after.
Yeah.
They blew my safe up. They took everything, all my nice watches, my wife's jewelry, wedding jewelry, like everything you can think of, like an absurd amount of money, enough to buy a house.
Yeah.
And
I'm sorry, dude. That
no, it's
sucks.
tough. It's tough, right? But like, not for like, maybe for 1 second, no exaggeration, I was like, damn, that's a lot. Like, I was thinking about like my favorite watches, and I'm like, damn, they took that one. And it was cool because I was like, you know what? They didn't take my brain. And so, as weird as that sounds, I was like, okay, how much did I lose? I was like, great. If I had to, in the next 4 months before the year ended, make that money up and make it in addition to what I was already going to make, what would I do?
Yeah.
And I came up with a game plan, and I've already made half of it back. And it's been like a month, not even. You know what I mean?
Driven, bro.
Yes, but it's all because of what I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, they could take the whole house. I'll have another one next month.
Yeah.
Not because of what I have, but because of what I can create.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that is really the whole point of life is storing those experiences, those skill sets, like building yourself up as a character like in a video game, right? And getting to that point where like they could take your armor, they could take your weapons, they could take everything, and you could have it all back just because of what you know. And
The life of game, dude. Or the game of life.
The game of life.
Yeah, the game of life. And I always say life is a game, dude, and it's how well we play it, right? And essentially, you know, on my end, dude, like I've gone through the trenches. Like I always tell people I've lived 3 different lives: corporate America, cop, and then full-time entrepreneur. And to be honest, even though I know the information and I meet cool people like you, it's still one of the hardest things I've ever done, dude. And it's because I'm dealing with a ton of staff. So I'm dealing with emotions, people managing.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's a lot, bro.
You can only be prepped so much for that.
Yeah. It's the hardest part about
Yeah.
this business, man. Hiring, promoting quick. I mean, really pouring into the people that you want to pour into and make leaders, you know. But
And
hey,
things we don't think about though when you start a business. Did you think about that? You're like,
No.
oh, I'm gonna be hiring all these people. You're just like, man, I can make a fuck ton of money like this. Like this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
I figured out a different way to make money.
Yep.
That can get me out of my cop job.
Yep.
Right? It's like that's kind of how you think, and
Yeah.
then eventually you're like, you look around, you're like, why do I have all these people I hired in this business? And like,
yeah, it's sort of crazy, you know, because I was talking to my COO who was working in the office when you walked in, and he called me last night. He's just like, dude, you know what's so crazy? He's like, it's been exactly 1 year since we all moved to Miami. It's true, because I came from San Diego.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, you're right. I was like, that's insane, bro. Like the lease just came up for the office and
Yeah.
everything. They're like, hey, are you gonna renew? I was like, it's been a year.
We're already
It's
there.
been like this. Now the
Yeah.
holidays are coming in. We're going into 2025, dude. And we're already game planning what we're gonna do, where we're gonna execute, how we're gonna do it, the live event that we were talking about. But dude, I'm super interested now, dude. Like your story, dude. I didn't even know about the whole burglary thing. That's crazy to me.
Crazy, bro.
But I'm gonna give you some tips on that, dude,
Yeah.
because my house is like a straight up bunker, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
nobody
bunkering-
wants to step foot
I'm
in there.
bunkering my shit now after that. Because here's the thing, man. It's not even
Yeah.
about the money. It's about the security of your family. Like
Well, no, it's
how my wife feels in her own home right now is
that's
crazy.
exactly what I was gonna say, because back then when I was taking like reports in Oakland, California, dude, it's like #1 for burglaries. So we would go to probably like 80 of them a day.
What? How many?
Like 80 of them throughout the city, dude.
80 burglaries a day?
Bro,
What?
It was control.
You're just like immune to them at that point.
Yeah, literally, bro. Like it's hard to go ahead and actually like feel bad when you have to go on to the next
79 more today.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But with that being said, dude, the hardest thing with someone burglarizing your home is just knowing that it's just like, this is my safe haven. Like no one should be like breaking.
And
breaking
we're
into my
listening to
home.
footage in our house on our kids' cameras, and you hear them talking, walking through our bedroom. Like, it's if you feel violated.
Of
you know what I
course,
mean? It's
dude.
crazy. You're
And-
like,
and-
someone could be here when I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
even when I am. Like,
Yeah, and that's crazy to me, dude. But let's go back to basically what you're doing right now, man. Because I'm pretty sure with everything that you said, people are like, all right, Eddie, what is it exactly that you do? Because marketing, yes, you know ads, you know how to run an agency, you know business, but specifically for like, let's say a 9-to-5er, let's say somebody who's possibly a first responder, dude, that's majority of my audience.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, dude, I really want to know what this guy knows. So break it down almost to like a fifth grader, dude, exactly what you're doing right now, who you help, and exactly how they could get to basically not to your level right now, but how could they start?
yeah. So basically what I do is I do digital marketing for companies. So anytime you see something on Instagram or Facebook, it says sponsored. That's something that I'm running. So I'm basically spending money to put out more content, which leads to sales. So I'll either sell physical products like this energy drink, or I'll sell a program that helps people learn how to get into real estate, as an example. Anything in between, right?
Yeah.
The cool part is, for anyone listening, is like, this information's quite frankly just available on YouTube for free at this point, right? When I first got started, it took me 14 hours just to learn how to like launch an ad. You can go on YouTube and figure that out in like under 5 minutes now.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just the world is a different place. The software, the technology, the access we have on our phones compared to what it was before. So it's just a completely different world. And if you're, wanting to make income on the internet, and you have a job right now or anything else that you're doing, quite frankly, like, there's no excuse for you to not be able to do it. Like, even if you're a firefighter, I mean, dude, when I was working a normal like $13 an hour job, I was selling supplements at a store. Anytime there was downtime, like anytime there was not a customer, I just had my laptop open watching videos on marketing, watching videos on how to run ads, and like the other person who's working there is just watching Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, and I look back, that was probably 8 years ago, 8 years ago, when I was working in that store. That person probably still makes $60K a year. I make that a day.
Yeah.
Like, that's the gap, 365 times. But it's because of that. So like, if you're listening, just get on YouTube, start looking up how to run ads online, and just think there's two ways you can do this. You can either sell physical products, you can sell stuff on Amazon, or you can sell digital products like what we're doing, selling courses. You said your first 100K from courses. Like, I remember my first 10K. It was like I made this whole big deal. I'm launching a program. It was on my social media. I posted it and I made like 12K that day, and I like couldn't believe my eyes. Like it changed my whole life. I walked downstairs. I showed my parents the Stripe app for 12K, and my mom was like, "Be careful. Are you selling drugs? Like, what are you like?" She couldn't comprehend this number on the phone that was 12K. Right? She's still writing checks for rent. So I mean, all the information you want in this world is accessible to you for free. It's just a matter of actually doing it. And it's crazy to me, man, how many people I meet that just don't do it. They say it, they don't do it. They're like, man, I'm in this situation. I'll do anything. I'll do anything, dude. I'll meet people, man, and I will give them my courses for free, thousands of dollars. I'll be like, you know what? I believe you. Like I'll be with an Uber driver. I want to change my situation. 30 minutes, we're talking. I'm helping him. I'm showing him the money on my phone. I'm like, look, we did $2 million this month. He's like, $2 million. Like, they can't understand these. I will do anything to learn that. And I'll give them it, and then I'll go back and check their progress just to see. 0%. 0%.
One thing that I found out, man, is that a lot of people are not willing to give up their old life for their new life, dude. And for me, I'm going to be very transparent with you guys. Like, I was one of those people. Like, throughout my 20s, even when I was a nightclub promoter, I was still not really focusing all in on that. That was like a side hustle, right? But potentially, if I had the right mentor at that time or the different mindset, I could have gone all in.
You could have owned every nightclub in Miami by now, for all you know. Honestly.
Then that's what I'm saying. Because when I was a cop, I used to work all the live events at this Oakland Coliseum. So we would get Rolling Loud. We would get all these concerts, dude. And I actually met this kid. He's the creator of Rolling Loud. He's from Miami.
Wow.
And he told me the origin on how he actually launched Rolling Loud. And I was like, dude, how'd you do it? Are you like a rapper or something? Because it was white kid, like blonde hair, supermodel girlfriend, like all diamond out, everything, dude, walking in Oakland. I'm like, bro, like
this is not the place.
Careful, bro, because they'll do it in front of us, the police. They don't care.
Yeah.
So he goes,
crazy.
and he says, Live Nation attended one of his parties. He was a nightclub promoter. Live Nation, a rep from Live Nation, attended his party and offered him like $2 million for the name. And he was like, okay, but can I still be like the coordinator and all that? Like, yep. So they offered him a job. He got $2 million, instant millionaire, like within like 21 years old. And
that's crazy,
dude, because he went all in. He went all in on what he was good at, but also he had passion behind it. And I think that's why most people don't start, dude, because they're not passionate about it, bro. Like the thing is, it's like, look at your story. Your story's freaking legit, bro. Like you were able to go ahead and help your family run ads. And then psychologically, you're like, this is fucking badass. It's not only gonna help my parents, but it's also teaching me more. So now I'm hungry for that knowledge. Yeah. So right there, you found your passion, man. And that's what it was. I was super passionate about law enforcement, but they stopped allowing police to do police work. Yeah. So at the end of the day, crazy. I read the book that changed my life. Russell Brunson, Dan Henry, you know, got to meet them later on. And, you know, the last couple of years at ClickFunnels and dramatically changed my life, dude. And I tell them every time I meet them, they're like, dude, your freaking books like changed my life, man. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate about like, you know, helping people level up here in their mind, because that's the first step, dude. It doesn't matter about the skill set. If you're not passionate, you're not driven, you're not fucking like all in, dude, none of this shit matters.
How often, like, I don't know about you, but for me, I meet people all the time that are uber successful, just crazy, crazy success. Yeah. And I meet them and I'm like, this guy's actually like not smart at all.
Yeah.
But like, they're all in.
Yeah.
And that's all. They're all in on that one thing. Mm-hmm. They're doing whatever they can to be good at that one thing. And you talk to them outside of that thing, and I'm like, man, this guy might be the dumbest guy I've met. but he's making 10 times more money than me. So like, he's got to know something and do something and think a way that I can't or am not familiar with yet. And I got to respect that. Whereas everyone else, like not everyone else, but like I see the problem with people's mindset is they'll look at that person and they'll be like, oh, he's stupid. Like, whatever. Like,
judge.
Whereas I'm like, what does he know that I do not? He must know something. Like, he's not this crazy intellectual person. Like, and you were saying it earlier, like so many times you meet these people and you're like, he's no better than me. He's no smarter than me. Yeah. He's just a regular person. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
leverage.
And people convince themselves that that's not the case to justify their lack of action. Yeah. Right. It's like, Eddie, because Eddie's got it like that. Eddie was just like super smart. He's on another level. So I can't do what Eddie does. You know what I mean? And like Eddie's just a fucking bum who was on his parent. I mean, dude, I was in my parents' house. I had $4 million in my account.
Yeah.
And I'm living in my parents' house.
Dude, that was a smart move. If I was to do it all over again, I would have done that, dude, like a dumbass.
Not if I'm a nightclub promoter. I'm getting my own spot. If you know what I'm saying.
I was 21, and that was my mindset back then, dude. I was just like, girls make money. Girls sounds like the rap songs. But no, dude, that's what it was. I made the mistake. I moved when I was 21. Yes, I bought my first condo in San Francisco Bay Area, which is super expensive. Was able to flip it for double the price later on, and then just build and make, you know, a net worth of $1 million with real estate within itself.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, dude, like the smarter move would have been to stay with my parents, save that money, stack, go all in on a business. But that to get back to that, dude, it's just my mindset wasn't there.
Yeah.
I wasn't around the right people.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was around people that were like, hey, let's go work another 40, 60 hours of overtime so we can make $250,000. We're balling, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
And then spend it.
And then fucking spend it in Scottsdale, Arizona for baseball season and shit.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, we're balling, bro. Like, fuck.
But it's like it's all you knew, right?
It's
like,
all I knew.
Bro,
It's
250 back then too. Like not
Dude.
even just saying time of year.
Yeah.
But just like
just to say you're capable of making that.
Yeah.
Which with most people they're not going to touch that, right?
Exactly, right.
So the fact that you're making that, it's just like, yeah, you feel like, okay, dude, I'm like a 1%er, but realistically, dude, there's so much money out there, and not like we're greedy fucks.
No.
It's just the fact that there's opportunity out there, because with the more money you have, the more options you have, the more you're able to help your family, dude.
For sure.
Not only that, but people around you, man. Dude, I've helped so many people. I've helped my employees become millionaires, dude. I've helped, you know, kids that are like 21 years old start their first sales job, which I love the fact that you did sales, dude, because I believe sales is like the #1 skill set.
It's the key skill set for everything.
It's the best skill set you can learn.
You could drop me anywhere in the world as long as I speak the language. I'll have $1 million by the end of the year.
Exactly, right? And this is how you're landing all these freaking deals, right? Like these multi-million-dollar deals, right?
Yep.
So let's get into that, dude. Like, who are you able to say like who you're working with currently? Are you able to drop me some names
There's
or whatnot?
People. Let's talk like, okay, so Bucked Up, for example, is a pretty big supplement brand. I mean, it's funny because I just opened your like kitchen, and like maybe 5 or 6 brands were like brands that we sell, like physical products. The thing is, the physical products aren't like big enough for people to be like, oh, I know who that is or whatever it is. But personal brands are, right? So like, we do like Gary Brecka stuff, for example. He's really big. We do Pace Morby stuff. He's really big. Did like Ryan Pineda stuff. There's like 10 people I can't name just because I have signed papers. And but like we do a lot of big people stuff. We sell a few $1 billion a year through our marketing. Yeah, which is pretty cool to think about, because like at one point, I mean, fuck, dude, I was spending $3 a day and I was like sweating. You know what I mean?
Dude, but there's still people right now at that situation.
Oh, 100%.
Like I have beginner mentees that are getting into the digital consulting game right now, and they hit their first $30,000 in their first month with me.
That's crazy.
Which is great.
Crazy.
Which is great.
Yeah,
because I emphasize using your story.
Yeah.
Like, and this could be a completely other episode, dude, if we have more time. But like, I emphasize using your personal story. That's why I love your personal story, dude, because like people are gonna resonate with you so much because of it. And I feel like a lot of marketers, they don't go into the deep roots of it, dude.
No, they don't.
And that's why like sometimes they're probably thinking like, hey, how's this dumbass fucking making more money than me? And I was just like, well, I'm just telling them where I'm come from. I'm not the smartest guy, but hey, it is what it is. I'm telling them my story, dude. And people resonate with you, right? But
you know what I just did on this subject? Well, 2 points. One, I don't know about you, but for me, having other people come to me and tell me, dude, like you changed my life is way more impactful than any money, any wire. I've had a $1 million wire hit my account, and the level of excitement was not even 1% of someone in an event coming up to me and crying and telling me, because of your videos, because of your stuff, I quit my job. I put my kid in private school. My wife doesn't work anymore. Like, I'm getting goosebumps just even talking about it, and they're crying in front of me. I'm like, and I'll text my wife. I'll be like the most amazing thing just happened. Like, that is why I put all this content. I spend all this money on this stuff. That is why I work so hard, is like for this, right? So that I forgot what the main point I was gonna say is. Anyway,
you said 2 points, so that was 1.1.
I know, that was fuck, man, I forgot.
It's an energy drink. It's doing its job. No, but when it comes down to it, dude, I mean, So you're working on all these brands. What is the future for you? What is the future for you in bad marketing, dude? Like, what is it that what's your next milestone, bro? Because for me, okay, just to give you an example, I've hit multi 8 figures. My next milestone for me is just like, I'm not stopping. I'm going all in, dude. Now, as you see with the pod, we're going to start launching YouTube with me and my wife, Code 33 podcast and all this shit. But mainly is to provide so much value that we're attracting the people that want to be around us, right? And I think that's the next level for us. But I'm not stopping until I get to 9 figures. And it's just, it's not the point of the money, it's more of the principle. It's just knowing that I could do it.
It's the achievement for yourself.
It's the achievement, bro. That's all it is.
I tell everyone the same thing. They're like, why do you want 100 million? I'm like, I don't think I'd spend it. Like,
no.
I just wanted to say, like, I could do this.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. I don't even need to tell anyone. Exactly. I just need to know, like, I was able to do it, because that's a milestone that's in my head.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So what is the next level for you, dude? Because I know a lot of, people that are online, a lot of marketers, a lot of people that have agencies, they almost get jaded, dude. Like you said, you had $1 million wire, dude. It didn't even phase you compared to someone else saying, hey, you completely changed my life, which is freaking awesome, So what would you say is the next milestone for you?
Man, so here, it's pretty cool. When you have a marketing company, you can do anything. Yeah. Because I've come to find out the most difficult thing in businesses to business owners is marketing. Accounting is the same. Running the finance is the same. Operations, very easily solvable. Like, once someone figures it out, it's the same, right? Yeah. Marketing is like that key. So now what we're doing, and again, back to like my epiphany of like, I made 50K a month. I can always do this. Let's go big. That's kind of how I'm playing now. So basically, we take all our money from our company that we make, and then we'll go buy other companies or invest in other companies that we really like or believe in. Like, let's just say it's my favorite energy drink. I'll go and buy half the company and grow it using our marketing team and everything, which therefore makes a bigger impact on the world as well, right? Like, indirectly. So, for example, chicken franchise. I bought a chicken franchise in Atlanta, which next time you go, you got to try, bro. It's the best chicken sandwich you've ever had. It's the best chicken sandwich you've ever had. Hell yeah. And it was my favorite spot. And like, I saw it kind of like going down in quality. So like, just passion project. I went and bought all of them. I was like, this is my concept now. Yeah. Rebranded it, flipped it all. Now we have NBA players opening up locations because now they're diversifying their income from their contracts.
Badass,
it's so cool, right?
That's cool.
So I'm like just doing all these side quests now, but all through the engine of bad marketing, right? We were able to take that and we're able to look at companies and be like, we believe in this product, we believe in this brand, we can amplify it. Yeah. Let's take it, let's amplify it, and then have it for ourselves. So like right now, one of our companies we bought it at $8 million valuation. Yeah. We are in the process of finalizing offers done, LOIs done, $85 million buyout. Wow. On $8 million 6 months ago. Yeah. So like, that's the power of marketing, right? Yeah. You can get in, you can literally like turn up like the heat like a wildfire, and then have people come in and be like, this company's booming, I want to buy this company, right? And then you're able to flip it for, instead of a 2x multiple that you bought it at, you can sell it at an 8x multiple because of the pace that you're moving, right? Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm working on now. I put so much time and money into just free content though. And I'll tell you, like, again, that is the core of all of this, right? Yeah. That is what creates impact. That is, I was just at an event. I probably had 100 people in the last 2 days just call to me and be like, thank you for your content. You changed my life. I make more money now because of you. I'm happier now. My relationship with my wife is better. Like that is what it's about. And the more money I can make, the more I'm able to do that at a bigger scale. And again, like we were talking about, dude, once you make a certain amount of money, like, sure, I could buy a jet or I could buy a 100-foot yacht and like, but luckily I live in Atlanta and I'm not going to buy a yacht on a golf course. You know what I mean? So there's not much to spend my money on except trying to like invest in the brand, build more, and like impact more people. So that's what I'm on right now. I don't have like a target number or anything. Yeah. I did at one point, I had 100 million. And then actually, back to mentorship just 2 days ago, my friend does this thing where he's like one of the most well-connected guys. And he's like, hey, Eddie, like, what bottlenecks do you have in your life or business? Like, let me curate a room of like 4 or 5 people to come like give you advice. I'm like, I don't know, maybe like helping me balance multiple companies, but I need people who can do it at like a 9-figure scale annually. Yeah. So he got 5-6 people in the room. All like the brokest one makes $400 million a year. Wow. They all run multiple companies, and it was like roasting me for like 4 hours straight. I'm like, why? Like, what's the point? What's the number we're solving for here? How much do you want to make? Why do you want to make that? Like, just kind of re-expanded my mind. I was like, I don't really care about the money and stuff at this point. I care about how can I reach more people and impact them, and how can I spend more time with my wife and kids while also doing that without like sacrificing that for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So priorities start changing over time, man. And it's pretty cool because when I first started, it was just money. Now it's like, what else?
Yeah.
You know?
And it always comes down to the fulfillment, man. I mean, because my first year of making a little bit of change within digital marketing, and this was back in towards the end of 2021, got my first supercar, was living in penthouse San Diego. I was just like,
damn, you went from 2020 to 2021 already having supercars.
At the end of 2021, dude, I made my first like $2 million net at the end of 2021.
That's
dude.
crazy, dude. That's so fast. People don't realize that. They think it takes a lifetime to figure it out, right? But it's like all it takes is one shift in your brain, dude.
It's one shift, but then also, dude, I'm not gonna front, guys. I was grinding.
Oh,
I was putting in
120-hour work weeks for years.
Sleepless nights,
of
dude.
course, but wasn't it worth it though?
It was. It was because we were number one. We were making such an impact. We were getting great results. Dude, we were lean and mean. So we had like literally like 15 people working with us, but majority of them were like VAs.
That's
so it was like 3 people from like the States.
3 actual.
Yeah, 3 actual employees. But yeah, dude, it was awesome. But no, towards the end of that, dude, the point I was getting to was that, you know, after I bought the supercar, that feeling went away. Having that amount of money in my bank account went away. And dude, I actually went back to almost like I was just like, dude, like, how come I'm not feeling excited about this shit anymore?
Yeah.
So it went more into like the shift of what's really gonna make me happy. And I feel like for that changes with entrepreneurs every time you hit a milestone, dude, or every time that you go ahead and you accomplish something big. Because buying out, you know, a chicken sandwich franchise, multiple ones, dude, is a great achievement, bro.
Yeah.
Ton of people are just trying to buy one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're over here multiple. Oh yeah, let me just buy the company casually, right? So at the end of the day, like, you know, I think with most entrepreneurs, it's like you got to really figure out, number one, have your proper mindset, but then number two, make sure that like when you start this shit, that you actually focus on what's important to you, your why, what's going to fulfill you. Because, well, you know, money's good. And money, you know, if you're in the beginning stages and money's all you're going, you know, into business for, that's awesome. I think all of us start like that.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
It's a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Yeah.
But once you get to the point, don't lose yourself in the money, because I have a couple friends that they're super well off, dude, and you know they're just like, fuck, dude, like they're single, they don't have a family. I'm just like,
They're
bro,
miserable.
they're miserable,
Yeah.
and they have a ton of money. I'm just like, you know, that's why at a certain stage that you guys got to really focus. And I love the fact that you're like, dude, like, you know, I'm trying to figure this out a little bit differently now, where you can leverage multiple companies and spend time with the family, dude. And I think that's where I'm at as well, because I started launching a digital consulting business this year, and I had to take a step back. And it was because I didn't have the right partners that could fully manage the first 2 companies. And I was just like, damn, dude, like, I got to go back and, you know, lead by example. I have to take over as CEO and stuff. So I think, you know, the issue, not the issue that you have, but is finding the right people, dude.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest part behind all this, is finding the right people.
It's everything.
Dude, that share the vision, that share the passion, that are hungry, right? But then they also have their values, dude. Like family, dude, like the important shit, bro. Because when all this shit is done for, like, who else is going to be there for us?
Yeah.
Right? It is family.
100%.
So, dude, real quick, okay, if somebody was looking to get into marketing, just like you, dude, and it's 2024 now, what would you tell them? Either like 3 steps, 5 steps on what they can do to absorb some information, right? The steps that you would take as a complete newbie if you were to listen to yourself on this podcast.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
I mean, I definitely start by buying someone's course. I don't even care who it is, as long as they have the results that you have.
Yeah.
That's like just point blank, like blanket piece of advice. But I'll tell you, like, it depends what you want to do, right? I would find one platform. So whether, you know, you're like, okay, Amazon, I really want to sell on Amazon, or I really want to sell on TikTok, or I really want to sell on Facebook, whatever it is, right? Find that one platform. I'd recommend Amazon or TikTok right now, just because they're easy. You can learn them in like literally half a day, and then you could be selling products, and you don't even need to sell your own products in today's world. That's cool. Like, I can go and sell this product on Amazon that's not even mine, and just take a smaller cut because it's someone else's product. But now I don't have to worry about making my own product and doing all these things. and I can make basically mailbox money from Amazon because I never have to touch this. Send it to Amazon, sell it. And so there's so many different ways. There's so many courses. I mean, I have courses if people want to shop. Look around. It doesn't matter as long as someone has the results that you want. The information is accessible online. But I would find one platform. Again, TikTok or Amazon, probably the best two right now. And just like spend a week learning everything you can about it. How does it work? How do people run ads on here? How do people make money? How do we sell products? Like just learn everything you possibly can. I promise you can learn it in a matter of hours, not even days. And then take action on it. Obsessive action. Like you're saying, like you grinded hard as fuck. Dude, I mean, from 2017 to realistically probably 2022, I was working 100 to 120 hour weeks like a dog. I had 5 business partners in my company now that all are no longer business partners because they just couldn't keep up. Yeah. They're like, you work too hard. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And you know what? I respectfully, I make more in a day than they make in a year.
Yeah.
And that's the result of that outcome, right? Because I kept working and they said this is too hard.
Yeah.
And so just take that action. I mean, plug into these things online, whether it's me, whether it's other people, the information is accessible. The only thing stopping you is your bullshit excuse on why you're not doing it or why someone else can do it and you can't. And so I challenge you to shift that mindset and just take some action on it and start learning. And once you make $1 on the internet, without transacting with someone in person, without like showing up to a meeting, without any of that. Once that first dollar hits, your life is different forever because you realize I can make money anywhere, anytime, any place in the entire world. I can make it from my cell phone that's in my hand. And once you unlock that, I mean, everything changes because everything that goes from like a Lamborghini, you're like, oh, it's gonna take me 10 years of working my job to get that Lamborghini. You are on the internet now. You can make a Lamborghini worth in a day by doing something right. So hopefully someone kind of resonates with that and starts taking some action.
Facts, bro. Facts. I love that. So 3 books that you would recommend to the viewers or the listeners right now that have changed your life, bro.
Think and Grow Rich is
solid
one.
Super
solid one. My books are a little bit more advanced.
Yeah.
At this point, Think and Grow Rich is probably like the broad one. The Secret is also a really good one too. So there's basically, so just to tell everyone, basically Think and Grow Rich, a guy named Napoleon Hill basically interviews like the top 100 richest people in the world at the time and gets all their habits, like how do they think, what do they do, like what are the things that make these people who they are, and finding all the commonalities and putting them in a book for you. So that I think that's one that's really cool. The Secret talks about the law of attraction, which is like you envisioning something, therefore it happens, and the world kind of gives you more opportunity to do that thing. I mean, even my wife, I got my wife through law of attraction. I saw her one time in another country that's huge. There's 8 million people, right? I saw her one time. I couldn't stop thinking about it for a whole week. I was like, I must see this girl again. Just like have her pull up to me in traffic, have her pull up to me like anywhere, and I will take the chance with this girl for like, I just can't get her out of my head, but I need one more chance. Like, please give me one more chance.
Yeah.
The day before she was leaving that country, we went out, and her and her friends sat at the table right next to us. And
I love that.
like on a silver platter. By God, here you go. Here's your chance.
How nervous were you, bro?
Oh no, I was pretty nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking about her. I was like, dude, I missed my chance. And then she walked in, and I was like, that's her.
Yeah.
And then she sat next to us. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, like I have to do this. Like,
yeah.
But that's book number 2. And then from more advanced people, maybe people that are already in business, trying to hire people, stuff like that. Scaling Up is a really good book. It's a big purple cover. But it's the Rockefeller like family and their businesses and how they run them, and like how the meetings need to be conducted, how quarterly reviews need to be conducted, like just more advanced business stuff. If you're already like have a couple employees or so, or like VAs or whatever it is, and you're starting to scale up, that book is cream of the crop. You have to read that one like 10, 15 times to kind of get the hang of it. But that's a more advanced book. But if you haven't started Think and Grow Rich, The Secret, those are really good ways to just reshape your mentality and the frame and lens in which you see the world. And once you do that, you'll see everything just come easier to you.
Yeah, no, I love that, dude. So 3 people, okay, that you would recommend for people to actually start looking into their content, start looking into their info, that you can say are validated, either marketers or people of business, man.
Yeah.
Just in general. What would you recommend?
I mean, you're great, bro. You're I
appreciate it. Besides me, besides you, bro. That's cheating.
All right, 1-2, right?
Yeah.
Patrick Bet-David's a really good one.
Oh, PBD, yeah.
I love PBD.
Solid.
A great, great father, great businessman, very well spoken. I put him at the top of my list right now currently. Who else? Who else do I like? Really, really like. Man, I don't watch too much content. Pace Morby is one of my favorite people. Pace Morby is more real estate, but like a lot of mindset and stuff like that too. If you guys want to get into real estate, he teaches no cash down. He's one of the most incredible and smartest humans I've ever seen. So that's number 2. And then, man, health, as silly as health sounds, health really is like the core of all of it, right? Like if you're not healthy, if you're not thinking clearly, you can't perform at the level that you want to perform at, right? So
dude.
Gary Breck is another one I really like watching. He's very well spoken. He's not a doctor. He has a different take on medicine than the rest of the world. And I think it's really cool to listen to him and kind of get a different take. So like from mindset and business to real estate and investing to health, I think those are kind of 3 categories people should be investing in.
Dude, I love that. And I mean, health is wealth, dude, because what the hell is the point of making all this money and then all of a sudden you croak, right?
Yeah. Dude, I have a billionaire friend here in Sunny Isles.
Yeah.
And he pulls into his garage. This is an important health story. He pulls into his garage. There's literally, I shit you not, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cars. It's an entire parking deck of one of the like Armani buildings.
Yeah.
It's an entire floor of the deck just for him. And it's like, it's all his cars.
That's wild, bro.
Because he's built those buildings. And he's driving a 1998 Dodge Caravan because his back hurts and he can't drive any of those cars.
Funny story, bro. You're going to laugh. So that McLaren that I bought back in 2021, the only reason why I gave it up was because of my back.
No way.
Yeah, bro. And it's because of the injuries I got from law enforcement.
Yeah.
So I ended up trading it in and I ended up getting the Ferrari. But Ferrari, hands down, dude, if it was like Ferrari, Lambo, McLaren, Ferrari all day because... Dude, no issues with my bank. Super comfortable seats.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my take, man.
Hey, no, it makes a big deal, dude.
It does,
When you
man.
drive those cars, some of them are uncomfortable.
Bro,
like,
uncomfortable. And you're freaking super tall, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
I
why
know.
I like the Lambo. The Lambo's got space. for me.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're super tall, man, because in McLaren, I was just like, oh, shit.
No, the McLaren,
like,
I have no
it's
chance.
Super
I'm
small,
driving
bro.
like this in the McLaren.
Yeah, super small. But, all right, dude, any words of wisdom for the listeners, for the viewers watching right now, dude? It could be anything just based from your heart, dude. You're an entrepreneur. You're a rock star. Dude, you've literally went through the trenches. You worked your ass off. I resonate with you, dude, because at the end of the day, one thing that key takeaway, guys, is that with Eddie, if you guys really listen to his story, and I recommend that you guys watch this video or listen to this a couple of times to really grasp what we're talking about here. But with your story, dude, you have a standard, and your standard is of a 1%er, man. And for me in law enforcement, I knew that I guess I was different because I wouldn't want to leave work.
Yeah.
It was just, I was so passionate. I was so fulfilled. And I remember there was one day, one of my best friends that I met in police academy, he goes, hey man, so one of our other friends, he's thinking of applying for your unit. And I say this, dude, I have a big heart. I don't talk shit. I'm a very humble guy. And I was just like, nah, man, he can't do that. And he goes, why? He's like, he's lazy. And then he looks at me, he's just like, bro, he's not lazy. He's just not up to your standard because you work.
Yeah.
Like you work.
Yeah.
I was working 80 to 100 hours for 5 years straight, dude, as a cop, you know? And it was just because of the fulfillment, dude. It's just like I loved what I did. I was good at it. And I needed to put that obsession to something else.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I was able to do what I did in 2020 during COVID, during like the most depressing time that affected everybody.
A lot of
dude.
people's lives got ruined.
Like there was a ton of people affected by COVID, man. And I told myself, I was like, damn, dude, like I can't. Like this is actually the first time I ever faced depression was that year. And instead of it going and like, let's say either drinking or let's say wasting time, Netflix, feeling sorry for myself, dude, I took all that pain, which I said in the beginning, and I invested it all into learning a new skill, man.
Love that.
And I think that's what produces winners, dude, is being able to go ahead, have that self-control and discipline and just freaking going all in, dude.
It's just a decision of do I take this and mope and become a victim, or do I take this and like empower myself with it?
Yeah.
And that decision is what determines who's going this way and who's going that way.
Absolutely, dude. So some words of motivation from you, bro, to the listeners, man. What do you got?
I mean, same thing I've been saying, man. If you're listening to this, money right now, if you're not in a financial spot you want to be, don't look at it short term. Stop looking at like, how am I going to make money tomorrow? Okay. Figure out what can I do to invest in myself in something that I enjoy, whether it's what you're doing, whether it's what I'm doing, whether it's what anyone else is doing. That there's someone who's done whatever you want to do that is making more money than you even want to make doing that thing. And you need to go find out who that person is, who those people are, and invest in yourself and learning how are these people doing the thing that I want to do and actually taking action to do it. Don't look at the short-term dollar tomorrow. I promise you, for years, my friends made more money than me. Okay. They made more money than me. It was hard. I'm sitting there watching them have, 120K a year job, 150K a year job, and I'm making 30K a year. I'm making 40K a year, trying to do my own marketing, trying to figure it out for myself. But I'm taking all that money, I'm investing it into my brain, whereas they're just going and they're like, oh, next year I'll get a 3% raise. I'll get a 5% raise. I'll make a few grand more. I'm trying to leap. I'm trying to change generations of wealth in my family, right? And you can do the same exact thing. Just understand no other person who's doing it bigger than you is any better than you, any more special than you. And quite frankly, if you come from more hardships than them, instead of looking at it as like an excuse of like, oh, I don't come from that, or, I wasn't born that way, or whatever it is, that's an advantage for you because they don't know how to go through those hardships. And when you go and do this, when you get into business, when you start trying to make money online, et cetera, there's going to be hardships. Like we're talking about a lot of good stuff here, but in those years, there are days, I mean, I'm sure we're crying, we're in tears, we can't believe what's happening. We think our life is over. We think everything's falling apart. And the person who doesn't come from those hardships like you do, they won't know how to deal with that situation. And that might break them. But because you know how to deal with those hardships, you actually have an advantage in the marketplace. So stop looking at it as a victim mentality and start looking at it as an advantage because that's what you got.
That was fire, bro. Bloodline breaker right here. Eddie from Bad Marketing, guys. And Eddie, where can they find you?
Social media, Instagram, YouTube's the best too. Just Eddie Maalouf, my name on both platforms. And I run my entire Instagram. I know, you got a whole team and stuff. I'm not on that level. My team posts for me, but I'm the only one who logs in. So if you want to DM me, you want to connect, it's me personally. Would love to help you in any way I can.
Love it. Love it. Make sure to check out his content, guys. This is Paul Alex with the Level Up Podcast. Guys, we are officially on YouTube. So check us out on YouTube at Official Paul Alex. And also, we just ranked #2 on top 10 business podcasts worldwide, guys, which is awesome. Hey, keep shooting out this podcast to your family, your friends, everybody who needs to level up, guys. This is for you. All value, no ads, no nothing, guys. Just keeping it real. All right, guys, take care.